Everyday me, everyday God. Beware the power of words that shatter glory. Every day for breakfast, Michael and I have tea. And we have a silver teapot, a silver plate teapot that we make tea in every day. We've broken so many pottery ones, we just use metal ones now, silver ones. And a couple weeks ago, I noticed that in the silver plate, there was a line kind of in the silver plate, as if it had been cut through. And I thought, oh, we must have banged it onto something, a knife must have dropped on it. Don't know. I didn't think much of it. But then over the next couple weeks, little wavy lines started appearing in the silver plate around this line that had been cut in, had cracked into our teapot. Well, the silver plate of our teapot. And as I looked a little bit later, it just peeled off. And we have this hole. But you can see that there's wavy bits here. That's about to peel off as well. So I'm in the process of looking for a new teapot, a new silver plate teapot. But it got me thinking, as I kept looking at this teapot, I began thinking about us and how, just like the teapot, this silver plate is like a skin, a silver skin that's been adhered to a core metal. And I thought, oh, that's a bit like us. We have this skin of glory adhered to us. We reflect the image of God. We reflect the glory of God. And we have this skin of glory upon us. And I began to think, I wonder what cracks into our skin of glory. And I thought, that didn't take long. I thought, words. Words spoken. Words spoken in anger. Words that are careless. Words that are defensive. They're sharp and they crack through our outer layer of glory. Sometimes unnoticed at the time, sometimes ignored, but slowly they erode with heat, with steam, with everyday life. They begin to erode, and pretty soon it begins to peel off. And our skin of glory can often have patches like that on because of words spoken. I've had a hard time kind of putting this together because I thought, how can we have such power to hurt one another? And I thought, well, sometimes those sharp bangs are intentional. Sometimes they're accidental. Whether they're intentional or accidental, they do have the power and the ability to shatter our glory, the glory of God upon us. Listen to what James says, chapter 3. He says, a word out of your mouth may seem of no account, but it can accomplish nearly anything or destroy it. It only takes a spark, remember, to set off a forest fire. A careless or wrongly placed word out of your mouth can do that. By our speech, we can ruin the world, turn harmony to chaos, throw mud on a reputation, send the whole world up in smoke. Go up and smoke with it. Smoke right from the pit of hell. This is scary. This is really scary, says James. You can tame a tiger, but you can't tame a tongue. It's never been done. The tongue runs wild, a wanton killer. With our tongues, we bless God our Father. With the same tongues, we curse the very women and men he made in his image. Curses and blessings out of the same mouth. My friends, says James, this can't go on. Then a few days ago, I got a paper cut. I didn't know I had got paper cut, but pretty soon the pain hit. And paper cuts hurt so much, don't they? And all it is this wimpy thing. How can a paper cut through our skin? If we tried to use this to cut something, it would not work, would it? But unbeknownst to us, at times we get paper cuts by handling it, just by being near it. Sometimes it kind of cuts us, holding it. And I thought, oh, that's another way words can cut through our skin and can cut through our skin of glory. Paper cuts look so innocent. Paper looks innocent. Sometimes the words out of people's mouths are sweet and soft, looks gentle, sounds gentle, and then a bit later the pain hits and we think, oh, what did that person say? What were they implying? And it can slice, that paper, thin cut can slice right through the glory of God. Who knew? Who knew the sting of those words that sounded so sweet and gentle could shatter glory? Who knew? Listen to what Jesus says. He's talking in Matthew chapter 12, and he's talking to the Pharisees who are using words in a very slippery way. And Jesus says to them, he says, it's your heart, not the dictionary, that gives meaning to your words. And I thought, oh, and it was like Jesus was saying, Elaine, it's your heart, not the dictionary, that gives meaning to your words. And I thought, of course it does. Of course it does. Jesus says that it's out of our hearts that the words come out of our mouth. And those words impact people around us. And it impacts people's glory, that skin of glory, that images God. And I was thinking, well, what is it I need as I've been thinking about this? And I thought, I need to be really careful. I want to be really careful, increasingly careful with my words. Jesus was described as one who will not take a broken reed and bruise it, or take a bruised reed and break it. He will not snuff out a wick that still is flickering. And I thought, I want to be careful that I do not bruise or break or snuff the life out of somebody who's just on the edge of hanging on to life. And so I thought, how do I respond to this? What is Jesus inviting me to? Well, I think he's inviting me and us to ask for eyes to see that shining skin of glory on one another and be careful with it. I want to begin to use words even more so that will honor others, that will somehow wrap shalom, peace, around their whole person. Shalom, peace, that fullness of life. I want to be able to use words that will do that, that will wrap them in peace. And I want somehow to inform my face about that. That when I look at people, I will look at them and give them space and time. I will look at them and look at them with kindness, gentleness, and humility. I want to stay present in the quietness of glory, in wonder of that skin of glory that I'm looking at, that is telling me something about the God I worship, the God I follow, God's image in us. So, friends, let's look again at that skin of glory and be gentle and careful as we look at the skin of glory in others Let's protect and guard it and ask for healing in those places where our silver plate has been rubbed off. Amen.